Then in Genesis chapter 41, verse 37 says, this seems like a very good idea to the king and all the officers. And verse 38, and the king asked him, can we find a better man than Joseph to take this job? God's spirit is truly in him. Hallelujah. God's mercy is surely on him. Hallelujah. Verse 39, so the king said to Joseph, God has shown you all this. There is no one as wise and understanding as you are. So I will put you in charge of my palace. All the people will obey your orders, and only I will be greater than you. Hallelujah. Verse 41, then the king said to Joseph, look, I have put you in charge of all the land of Egypt. Verse 42, then the king took off from his own finger his ring with the royal seal on it, and he put it on Joseph's finger. He gave Joseph fine linen clothes to wear, and he put a gold chain around Joseph's neck. Verse 43, the king had Joseph ride in the second royal chariot, and people walked ahead of his chariot, calling, bow down. By doing these things, the king put Joseph in charge of all of Egypt. Verse 44, the king said to him, I am the king, and I say that no one in all the land of Egypt may lift a hand or a foot without your permission. Verse 45, the king gave Joseph the name Zephanath-Paneah. He also gave Joseph a wife named Asenath, who was the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. So Joseph traveled through all the land of Egypt. Hallelujah. Glory to Jesus. Because the unlimited favor of God was upon the life of Joseph. So when Joseph interpreted the dreams to the king and offered a solution that will solve the problem that was to come within the 7 years, the 7 years of famine and the 7 years of harvest. Hallelujah. Then he offered a solution that was going to help to save as much crop as they can, so that during the time of famine, they'll be able to sell and still be able to have food until that time of famine has passed by. And then the king says, there is no better man that can fit that position except you. Hallelujah. He brought a solution to a problem. Hallelujah. And it caused the favor, the mercy of God, the unlimited mercy of God to be manifested upon the life of Joseph. He was now promoted to be now in charge of all the Egypt. He said he'll be in charge of his palace. All the people will obey your orders. And only I'll be greater than you. That means there will be no one who's greater than Joseph. He was closer to the king because the king said, only you can, I'm the only one who's greater than you. Meaning Potiphar, the one he once worked for, was now under Joseph. Marika Sopra. Meaning God will make your enemies submit under you. When you are under the unlimited mercy of God, the unlimited favor of God, He will cause those who are superior to be your subordinates, to submit. They may not really step down from their position, but God will exalt you in such a way that they will have to come and bow before you. They'll have to come and ask for help from you. We may not all be placed in the palace, but the spiritual position, the spiritual hierarchy of spiritual realms, God can put us in a high ranking that will cause even doctors to come and seek for help from us. That is how God does it. So the life of Joseph is depicting how the Christian life should be. How we as Christians should be elevated.